Hey, welcome back to Episodes Wrong Podcast. I'm your host, Juan, and as always, my co-host here with me. Hey, Trip.
Yo, dude, how are you?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm great. This week, we're going to talk about Beastars Season 2. So if you didn't see Season 1, you could watch it. It's a nice, easy watch. It's a good time. Mm-hmm. And Season 2, also a nice, easy watch. Also a good time. And I have a lot of shit that I want to say about it.
Yeah, shout out to Netflix for finally, releasing Beastars from their prison that they hold them in for like months. Takes forever to get shit from them, but we got it.
I just don't get it. Like, they release stuff every week in other countries.
They actually do that in this country too now. Like there's reality shows that they go like, cool, they'll put out the first 3 and then come back next Friday for the next one. They just fucking refuse. Maybe I mean I don't know how the algorithm works, but maybe like they know that the anime watchers really want it, so they hold it, and then maybe binging is like that skyrockets their numbers or something. Maybe that helps them.
I mean, there's for sure a reason.
There has to be.
But I don't fucking like it. I don't have to either, which is good.
And we don't have to understand it, I guess. But it's finally available. It's out. We got to watch it. It's only been out for, I think, about a week. So, yeah, like you said, if you haven't seen Season 1, watch Season 1, then that way you can watch Season 2. But we are going to talk about it and then spoil it and, that kind of shit. So it's fine.
Yeah, I agree.
How you been, man?
I don't know. I'm fine, I guess. I'm good.
You okay?
Yeah, man. I don't know. I haven't been up to anything lately. It's been like a really whatever time. Yeah. This last week felt like it flew by, and I also feel like I haven't done a thing, which I guess is good, but on the other hand is not good. So So you have
nothing to report on. You've done nothing.
Look, man, I went to the movies with you.
Oh, we did go to the movies. That's right.
Which
you could talk about that because I forgot to even mention it in my thing. So, hey, man, how was the movies?
It was pretty shitty, honestly.
Such a good time.
But I had so much fun.
Yeah.
So we went to go see the new Escape Room movie, Escape Room Tournament of Champions, which if you guys are aware, Escape Room is not a good franchise. It's amazing that it's a franchise, honestly. It's a shitty horror movie where the escape rooms are designed to kill people.
Right.
And in this one, it's people who have previously been involved in these death escape rooms from this company, and none of them were aware that it was a death escape room by choice. Some people didn't even know anything about escape rooms. Yeah. And anyways, this shitty movie starts out with a bunch of people that are like, oh, fuck, not again. And then nobody takes it seriously and they all start dying until they start taking it seriously. And then they still keep dying. So yeah, it was a really good time.
I always like them, man.
I had so much. I'm really glad that you guys invited me because it was a lot of fun.
I'm also just a huge sucker for anything that's called like the Tournament of Champions. Like you put that in any movie arc, any anime, any manga arc. I'm just like, yeah, I'm in it. Like, it doesn't matter. It's really funny because like there's only this is the second one, so it's like I'm like, champions? How? There's only 2 survivors from the first movie, and then it's just like, yeah, BT dubs, we do this all the time, and there's plenty of survivors, and there's different fucking themes. This theme was priests. This other theme was social media influencers.
And this theme is some woman's child.
No, what was it? Okay,
That's what the theme was. It was about a day with her child, her last day with her kid.
Oh, okay. What was No. I mean, what I'm saying, like, the theme for the people who got picked for this one was people who had won before, Tournament of Champions.
Right.
We didn't know what the Latino guy is because RIP, he was the first one to go. But the one that killed me was, we found out that, like, one of the last girls, what her theme was. It was everybody from her group for people who had this the genetic disorder that they don't feel pain. So she's just like, yeah. So they did a bunch of fucked up shit to us. And I was like, okay. And there's a really good scene that got you, and then later on they came back to it, which I think really like it surprised you. Like,
yeah, because the movie was stupid as fuck at so many points.
Yeah. So this she's like in a leaning shack, and like a stove that's on like leans and slides on her, and she like puts her hand on top of the like red hot irons for the stove, and then she just like slowly removes it and looks at her hand, and you're like, what?
Yeah, I was like, that was some insane bullshit. Why would they use that shot?
Yeah,
that was stupid as hell.
They didn't have it. I'm like, yeah, maybe they didn't have like another take. And then
like 10 minutes later,
she's like, I don't feel pain.
And then I go, oh, okay. Well, that's why the shot was so stupid looking, like, I guess.
I don't even know if they did, but if they did, I wouldn't have, put that past them, but they could have absolutely done a flashback of her putting her hand on the stove, because they did so many flashbacks in this.
Yeah, every second of this movie was a flashback. It starts out with a flashback of the entire first movie.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And then it does flashbacks to the first movie again all throughout. And then it does flashbacks to the beginning of this movie. It's like, dude, treat people with respect, man.
No.
We are here because we don't really care.
We're not idiots.
And then they keep being like, but you're supposed to care. Look at all these story points that you're supposed to care about. It's like, yeah, we just want to see people like try to not die, I guess. I don't know. Isn't that the whole point of this shit?
It's like, hey, you remember 4 minutes ago? It's like, yeah, I was right here. Hey, you remember 2 minutes ago? Yes, I was still right here. What else was pretty good?
It was fun though. I had a good time at least.
Another good moment was someone from the first movie coming back who died that didn't die, and she goes, "Hey, if you didn't see it, it didn't happen." I was like, "Yes, thank you for just explaining all movies to me ever." It felt so good, but yeah,
it was really weird. And then it ended, and they were like, "Everything's good," and then right afterwards, they were like, except there's gonna be a third movie.
Yeah.
I'm like, why?
Oh man. Okay.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So I don't know who's really into this.
Nobody cares. Just spoil it.
I don't want to spoil it, but Kyle, if you're listening to this, don't skip 5 minutes. Come back. I told Kyle to watch it.
Why?
Because I texted like, "Yo, dude, Tournament Champions, it's a must watch," and he just texted back, "Oh no." I was like, "Yeah, dude, you gotta." Anyways, so in the first movie, we find out that our main character's fear is flying, right? Because she's a survivor of a plane crash, which is like rightfully so. The movie starts and she's in therapy, and the therapist is like, "What do I gotta do to get you on a plane?" Essentially, that's the only way to get you over this. And she's just like, I gotta, make sure that these bad guys aren't being bad no more. So the entire movie happens. The bad guys aren't being bad no more. And then the friend's like, "Hey, let's go back home." And she's like, "Yeah, but let's fly together." And he's like, "Are you sure? That's like your biggest fear." And she's like, "Yeah, I think I'm ready to go." And so they're in the plane. And then while they're on the plane, the loudspeaker goes off and it's just like, "Hey, did we convince you the bad guys are gone? Ha, you're on an fucking escape room, bitch."
And they just kept yelling prank for the next 4 minutes as the credits rolled.
Ashton Kutcher came out. He's like, "Fuck, you got punked, bitch. There's a camera there. There's a camera there." Yeah, but just like the end of the first movie is we see this, like, I think it's after credits. It's like a plane is going down and everybody's freaking out, and then everything stops, and it's just like the computer pops up and it's like, "Okay, let's run the simulations through. It's only this effective. Okay, let's run it back again." So we see that in the end of the first movie, they're making this new escape room on a plane. And so then second movie starts with like, "Hey, let's get you on a plane." And she goes, "No." And then the movie ends with, "Hey, we finally got you on that plane that we fucking talked about in the first movie." It's like, ah. So yeah, whenever the third one comes out, I really want them not to be on a plane. It'd be so fucking good just because it wouldn't pay off.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's probably gonna be on a plane. They probably spend a lot of money on that plane set.
I just, man.
It's a good shit. I had a great time.
Why did they come out with a sequel? It's so weird. I mean, I understand the first one, they were like, "And there's gonna be a sequel." Mm-hmm. And we were like, "Yeah, who cares?" And then they were like, "No, we actually made it."
Yeah.
Ugh. Embarrassing.
I don't think this one's making that much money because usually what it is, like, if the budget's low enough and you can make enough on your you
might as well make
a sequel, right? Like,
it's free money.
It's free money. It's free real estate. But I think this one's just like barely over its budget, so it's like, who knows?
Nah, man, trust me. The third one, it's really gonna round out the story.
I really hope so, dude.
Do you?
I want it to be either a continuation or a prequel. And then it's just like, guess what? The third one ends with the start of the end of the second one. So it's just like, now we're on the plane. It's a prequel, and it's just like, we'll see other people who are also on that plane. Like, what? No, we were just on a normal plane. It's like, nah, bitch.
I think we need a spin-off series that isn't announced as a spin-off, where it's people that create these rooms.
Okay.
Because we were told that that's a part of this whole
Yeah,
thing,
you're right. You're right.
So we need a spin-off of that kind of stuff.
Right.
But then it gets into the darker parts of it, and then you realize that it's a part of it when you see the first game being made.
Well, they keep talking about, because like it's revealed that like people who make the games are people who played before. I'm like, that's bullshit.
I'm getting on to like the seventh movie kind of stuff.
Oh, you're
like,
7 deep?
I'm going too far. Well, that's, if we're doing that, that makes sense. That's like when Saw did it.
Yeah, that is true. Is it that far?
Yeah, they gave all these like little things, and they were like, anyways, this is how it started.
Right.
Like,
okay.
Jigsaw
I get what you're saying. Yeah. God, that is 7 deep. Do I want 7 of these? No. Do I need 7 of these? Yeah, for
We're
sure.
getting them, baby.
Yeah, so cool.
Starting this new franchise strong.
My goal now is to somehow be involved with the making of an escape room movie.
Good luck.
It doesn't matter what capacity. I could be.
There's lots of animation. So.
Yeah, dude. Animations. I could be running the craft service table. I don't care. I just need to be in it, dude. That's my life goal.
Pops up in the credits.
Juan the artist like, yep, that's me. Yep. I put the graham crackers out.
Yep, that was me. I was the graham cracker boy.
Yeah, man. It's still a good time though. It was always fun to kind of just watch a dumb movie and be like, that was dumb because of this.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I love those times.
Yeah.
You hear that? Speaking of, did you hear that California recently had a theater shooting at The Purge?
No way.
It happened. I think it was yesterday.
To be fair, that was probably going to happen. Like, for sure. Like,
dude, let me tell you, every time that I've gone to a Purge movie, it just immediately takes me back to when that Batman shooting happened.
Yeah, okay.
I get for sure anxious as hell.
I absolutely, maybe that's why I like the lore of the Purge
I
movies.
hate it.
I go, like, maybe I'll die today. No, yeah, when that Batman shooting happened, that was really fucked because, like, who would have expected it to be a Batman movie, right?
I know, yeah.
I mean, it makes more sense to be in a Purge movie because that has a fucked up theme. So yeah, absolutely. When I remember that first one came out, I remember watching it and being like, this is shit. Okay. Also, this is pre-COVID or whatever. So fucking movie theater was packed.
All
Like,
the time.
there were so many people.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a movie theater packed like that in a very long time. So progressively as the Purge movies came out, less and less people would go to the movies, and I go, hey man, maybe it's not going to happen. At least not to me, right?
Yeah, the less people that there are, the more likely you are to get out alive.
Right.
Yeah, anyways, 2 people were shot.
That sucks, dude.
So
do you know, you said here in California?
It was in California, and people are immediately like, how about those gun laws, huh? And I'm like, yeah, but like,
Yeah.
that's not the emphasis is that we don't even know why it's happening. And I don't know. Anyways, shitty horror movie tangent. My
Damn,
bad.
dude, that's a real bummer.
It sucks.
Now we're going from one of my favorite franchises to my second favorite franchise.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude, that means Escape Room's my favorite franchise.
That's exactly what it means.
Obviously Saw's my favorite franchise.
Okay, yeah.
Did you ever get around to seeing the new Spiral movie?
Yes.
With the Chris
I forgot.
Rock?
I was like, didn't I go with you?
No,
Yeah,
you went. No, you saw it
awful.
with
Saw it with Josh.
Josh. Yeah. I think that wasn't that good.
No, it was awful. I hated it.
Dude, how bad was that? Okay, because spoilers for Spiral. How bad was that ending where he's like, yeah, you got to do the thing, and if you do the thing, your dad will be saved, and I'll get away with it. And he does the thing, and then like he's just like watching his dad get blasted with bullets. He's like, okay, now I'm gonna slowly go down the elevator. It's like,
I know.
What do you mean? Like, you don't think the police have the building surrounded? Like, what a horrible idea.
I have a feeling like we already whined about this on the podcast before
remember.
because it was stupid as fuck.
Also, we didn't see him die, so you don't see it didn't happen. So, anyways,
That's movie logic.
yeah, movie logic.
Yeah, and that's my whole week. No, I've just been playing games
That's
with
all you
homies. Yeah, I've just been playing games and watching anime and stuff.
That's what's up.
So it's been pretty mellow. Fall Guys, this new update has been a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing jungle themed stuff, and these levels again are the best that they've released. But of course, it's Fall Guys, so there's a myriad of problems, like always. And the new Pokemon game,
Unite, right?
I'm into it. Pokemon Unite. It's a MOBA. It's very pay to win, but because of the audience, you get really mixed games. It's pretty good. People that have never played MOBAs that are just Pokemon fans. You get a lot of kids. You get hardcore MOBA players. So it is a wild experience that's always fun. You just never know what to expect.
I don't have much experience with MOBA. I mean, I've played MOBAs, but I do know that the type of MOBA characters I like to play are the marksmen, the ones that can shoot from far away. What Pokemon do I need to play?
Most of them.
Oh, they all shoot far away?
I think most of them shoot from far away.
Dope. That's like that I like to do. I like to barely be like, hey, get away from me. Take down the towers. Are you taking out towers? We're taking out Pokemon centers?
No.
What are you doing?
You're just scoring points. It's kind of like basketball.
Is there a ball we're moving?
No, there are like a bunch of balls for moving, and then we dunk them all at once.
That sounds amazing.
It's really stupid. I'm having fun though. Yeah, it's a MOBA. So if you're not familiar with those, it's like League of Legends or Heroes of the Storm or Smite or something like that. To where there are multiple lanes, different classes of characters. Like In this game, it has different ones than other games. It has like all arounders is the name of one, and you have defensive and support and attack. So it's pretty straightforward, pretty clear what you're supposed to do. Where your role is, yeah. But at the same time, it's also very loosey-goosey, so it doesn't really matter what happens. While there are some like very finer details. It comes down to when you kill other players, you get some of their points. When you kill just like random Pokemon out in the field, NPC Pokemon. Kind of like spawn, like minions. You also get points, yeah. Okay. And then once you get those, you go and you dunk it in their little areas that they have. At the very end, during the last 2 minutes, a Zapdos, a giant bird Pokemon, spawns. And if you're in the lead, you just make sure nobody gets near that thing. If you're behind, you need to make sure that if the other team starts it, you steal it and you utilize that. Because it gives everybody on your team 50 points. All points are multiplied by 2. And 50 is the max you could hold. So on your team, you could score 250 points times 2, depending on what goes on. And you get instant scores instead of having to sit there and like charge up. Yeah. You just go there and it's like, woo, 100 points for each of us. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's fun, but then those last 2 minutes is really where the entire game comes down to. It's a lot of fun. It's fun and it's casual, and yeah, I'm pretty into playing. I'm going to be playing that a lot, probably.
Does your character level up, or does it like evolve like it would at Pokemon?
Yeah, so the way that fights work, depending on what Pokemon you're playing as, you start out as the first form. If it's any that have a baby form, you don't start out as a baby. So like Pikachu doesn't evolve into Raichu. It just stays Pikachu for the sake of being Pikachu. Right. But it also isn't Pichu. And Mr. Mime doesn't have Mime Jr., Snorlax doesn't have Munchlax, and so on.
Mr. Mime has a baby?
Mime Jr.
No way.
Yeah, dude.
Did not
Gen
know
4
that.
got wild.
That, I don't want to see what that looks like.
And then midnight last night, they released Gardevoir, which is very exciting because everybody wants to fuck Gardevoir. It's just like the Pokemon thing. There's Gardevoir and there's Lopunny. Is that its name?
That's the bunny one, right?
Is that the big one or the small? I can never remember.
That's the big one, I think.
But there are two that everyone wants to fuck.
Is Gardevoir the one with the green hair and the spike or something?
Yeah, you get it. You want to fuck her.
I know who. Yes, I know many people that want to fuck her. Yes.
Yeah. Anyways, she just came out at midnight, and immediately, since it's the first character release, it's always overpowered. Everyone's dying in one hit. Buff it, yeah. Yeah, it's craziness. But yeah, you start out as the base Pokemon, so like Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard. I've been playing a lot of Wigglytuff. So starting out as Jigglypuff is always fun, just to be like, oh, look at that little thing, and you turn into a big floppy weird bunny. And Eldegoss, which is a Pokemon you're probably not familiar with. But it's like a cotton puff thing, and it heals people. It's a lot of fun. Slowbro's solid. I'm into that. And then I've been playing with our buddy Neil.
Yeah, well, of course you would. Neil's a Pokemon guy. Yeah. I was going to say... So what... Okay, so Jigglypuff, what, does she support or what? Defense?
Yeah.
Support, yeah.
Yeah, but it's more aggressive.
Yeah, no, I mean, that does sound like fun. I've seen people play it. I've seen videos of people talking about it, like, these are the things you need to know. It's like, cool, don't know. Looks like fun, though.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah. It's all just chaos. It's fun.
I think I'm going to try that out pretty soon, too.
It's worth it, yeah. And then still playing Monster Hunter Stories, which is fucking giant. That game is huge.
Did you unlock that thing you were trying to unlock, or no?
I was never, like, trying to unlock it. It's just a part of the story. Okay. It'll unlock eventually. But I see people post these clips from things online, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? There's so much more to this game that I haven't even gotten close to. And I'm like 40 hours in.
Damn.
It's huge. I haven't played a JRPG that really feels like this in a long time.
Yeah, this could have been Pokemon could have been this, but it's not.
Pokemon fucked up. They decided to be Pokemon.
They decided to make a MOBA instead.
Yeah, they sold their IP to a Chinese MOBA mobile phone game company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Anyways, yeah, it's been chill. I've been having a real mellow time. Still enjoying this show called White Lotus, which is on HBO.
Right.
But it's like, I don't even know why I'm watching it, but every time I watch it, I'm like, yeah, that was a good time. It's just like needless drama, and it says it's a comedy, but it's just like a bunch of obnoxious characters sucking.
Is it dark comedy, or like there's not even...
I guess it's like very, very not too much comedy. It's kind of like more situational comedy in certain instances, there's like an entitled couple whose family's rich and they're on this vacation. It's their honeymoon and it's all paid for by the dude's mom. And he's acting like it's all his money and just like being pompous and an asshole. So the dude who runs the resort is treating him like shit because he's being treated like shit, but he's always acting like he's doing a good thing. So it can't come back to the resort guy. Mm-hmm. Anyways, he's had a request to get a private charter boat so that this woman could go and dump her mother's ashes at sea. So good to go. And then this guy's asking for like a romantic like suggestion for something he could do with his new wife. And the dude at the resort signs him up to join them on the charter boat that's going to like
drop these ashes.
And she had already said, hey, I'm probably going to be a total mess out there. Just a heads up. But anyone else that can come is totally allowed to. Mm-hmm. I paid for the whole boat. Other people should be able to enjoy it too. Anyways, have a terrible time because she's hysterical. And they're just like, ugh, what do we do? Didn't think this was going to happen. And that's your comedy. Okay. That's your comedy, okay. Right?
It's pretty funny.
Exactly. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, none of this is funny, but I like it. Mm-hmm. It's a good time. I mean, it's HBO, so I really enjoy like the way that they weave these stories together and tell stuff and make their audience feel weird and uncomfortable. Because that's a lot of what this show is.
Yeah, they're pretty good at what they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Fun. It's a good time. And I guess that's my week outside of anime.
Okay. What have I done this week? This week I went over to my sister's place for like a family dinner thing. She had originally planned like doing like a shrimp boil kind of thing, and then like my aunt and my cousin had like that car accident months, I think last year. He's in town, and they're like, "Oh, cool, let's everybody get together." And then that piled up. I'm like, "Cool, just do pizza." So we did pizza instead. I was like, "Yeah, dude, pizza's safe."
Yeah, a little easier.
So we're all chilling, just catching up. Everybody's
like,
little
C's.
Yeah, eating pizza. Everybody's like chilling. Everybody's passing around the babies because my cousin had a baby.
You gotta pass the baby.
Yeah, you don't pass the baby.
Rude if you don't.
And my sister's, she has, her baby. So I was like, cool. Like, everybody just taking turns. This was a good time. Just family getting together. It'd been some time since we've all gotten together again. Let's see what else happened. The Olympics started.
They did. There's some anime shit going on at the Olympics, like music.
Yeah. The opening ceremony was not anime as I wanted it to be. It was fine though.
Yeah, I mean, it still had, Monster Hunter and Kingdom Hearts theme songs playing, so that was cool.
Yeah, but I wanted to see like, Luffy do like, shot put or something.
That's disrespectful to Zimbabwe.
Why is that?
Because it's the opening ceremonies. You got to show off your country.
Yeah, Luffy should do the shot put or something.
I mean, yeah,
he probably do pretty good. But
I would respect every country that did the Luffy thing.
Yeah,
Zimbabwe. I don't know why you're having such a hard problem with it, but like,
so yeah, the Olympics were supposed to be held last year. COVID happened. Now they're being held this year. They are still called the 2020 Olympics, even though it's 2021. Highlights, I guess, things that I've enjoyed watching. I saw the Japan doubles beat China, which is pretty good.
That was pretty. You're talking about ping pong, of course.
Table tennis. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. It was a good time. It was intense. Those guys really go super hard into the sport of hitting a small ball with paddles across a little table. But they rocked it. So it was a good time. It is kind of sad to see that like the stands are pretty like empty. Usually.
I think it's great to see
that. It makes sense why it's not like that because of COVID. But it sucks that the Olympics usually you have just a collection of a bunch of countries coming together.
Do you think they should have waited a year?
They wait a year?
I mean, yeah, but then
waited another year.
They wanted to wait another year, but then both Japan and the Olympic congregation, I don't know what the fuck you call them, they decided against it because they wanted the money.
I mean, they probably needed the money. They probably spent a bunch of money already to get ready for it,
exactly.
The infrastructure stuff. Yeah. I get it. I mean, it's the Olympics are still happening. It's fine. It is really cool when you see like a smaller country, like, and there's like people there cheering for them or even like the home country, like, like they usually get the advantage because they have a larger crowd. So it does look kind of like, I don't know, the sports feel not as exciting because there isn't a crowd behind them, but it's still like I'm still having like a good time for what it is. And it does make sense for them not to be full, which I do respect. Like, good, they shouldn't be packing people full of stadiums, especially from all over the world, and then have them go back to their respective countries.
Especially when there are already COVID outbreaks in the Olympics right now, which is crazy.
So
the whole thing is just rubbed me the wrong way. Dope as hell that they're still doing them.
yeah.
But also, I really wish I got to see it later.
Yeah. Let's see other things. The U.S. basketball team lost to France, which blew my fucking mind.
Whatever, dude. France is dope. Let them win.
The U.S. should always win. They're like the best.
You can't even name a single U.S. athlete on the U.S. basketball team.
I can't.
You can't.
You're right. I can't. Kevin Durant. That's one.
Was he?
Yeah. Devin Booker. There's two.
Whoa.
Fucking.
Good job. Hey, that's more than enough.
That's enough.
That's
I don't need
more
to keep,
than
I
enough.
don't need to keep impressing.
2 is crazy.
JaVale McGee. There you go.
Stop it.
I'm not
Dude.
fucking
You're
around. You can't stop
embarrassing me right now.
Dame Dollar.
You're embarrassing
His
me,
name's
dude.
Damian Lillard. Anyways, they lost. Then they played Iran last night and they smoked them. I think they scored it was 105 to 60 or something like that. And I was like, that was a spanking. And, they keep talking about them, getting back into the feel of the game because it's a little different. The rules aren't the same as the NBA.
Yeah.
And there's the whole jet lag issue because, they go from here to Japan. And I guess some of the players from the first game in France either weren't able to make it on time or when they got there, they had just arrived. And so they were super exhausted.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of factors into it. But the next game is against the Czech Republic. And I think if they win, they should have a good shot to going into the next round because it's qualifiers and then they go into an 8-man bracket and it's single elimination. That's fun.
Okay, so what you're trying to say is we have a new stance.
What's our stance?
Fuck the Czech Republic. Is that what you're trying to say?
Oh yeah, but I feel like we've always had that stance, haven't we?
Okay, that's fair. It's just not a vocalized.
No, it's a non-verbal stance. But
then I revoke the vocalization, but it stands.
Yeah, it stands. It's always stood. It's never not stood. But yeah, that should be. I'm excited for that. What else happened? I think what was it? I don't want to say it. Oh, the Philippines. They won their first medal, their gold medal ever in women's weightlifting. I was super. I was like, oh my god, that's so good. I was so happy for them. They're super stoked. I was
but on the men's weightlifting, did you see that dude?
The Chinese guy, just holding it.
No, I don't know where he was from. I can't remember. But he essentially just deadlifts the most weight ever. Mm-hmm. And he's sitting there and they're like, all right, you're good. And he's still holding it just to prove a point as blood's coming out of his nose.
No.
It was so brutal. Yeah, he won easily. But
he lost the most blood. So
yeah, it was crazy. They were like, you're good, man. The blood was already coming. And he's just like, no. And he's holding it down at his knees. They're like, no, dude, you're totally fine.
You're clear. Yeah.
He screams so crazy. That's the wildest shit to me. I can't get over how intense these people are. Because if I'm doing something and I start bleeding from it, I'm like, I'm out. I'm I'm sorry. My nose is a little runny. I gotta leave.
Guys, I got a little headache. I don't even could do this anymore.
These athletes are something else.
Well, yeah. I mean, they train their whole lives to participate and hopefully win the medal. So
I trained my whole life to eat a lot of Taco Bell.
Not at $190 a burrito.
Yeah. The DoorDash app is having some issues, and it looks like there's a $190 Chipotle melt.
Yeah.
If anyone's interested in that, you should be able to see. I don't know. Is it do they have local things for chains?
It would have to be. Yeah. I mean, maybe region and stuff because I can't imagine that a burrito costs the same here as it does in Texas or something. The price is probably different.
Get it together, our town's DoorDash on Taco Bell.
Yeah, actually, let us know. Check your DoorDash right now and let us know how much the Chipotle grill melt is or whatever.
I don't know what the hell it is. But yeah, I saw that and was like, what the fuck is happening? That's great.
The last, I guess, big news that I've seen for the Olympics. Simone Biles, the super popular gymnast who's the best gymnast ever, has backed out from the team gymnastics and then all the rest of the individual gymnastic events because she says she's not mentally kind of in it, which I think it's cool. Good for her to make the decision.
It's so okay. So of course I support her 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
Anytime that you have any mental issues, it should be treated just as seriously as any physical issue.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That being said, our country is so fucking stupid. Have you been paying attention to the news about that?
Yeah.
People are just I don't know what their problem is, but people fucking hate this chick so much. They're she is the scummiest person ever. Can't believe we have her representing the country. And then you have other people that are she is a hero. She's literally the best person ever. Could you imagine that kind of pressure?
No, I couldn't.
Fuck our country for putting that kind of pressure on her when she already put that kind of pressure on herself at the fucking Olympics. Yeah. And then everyone else is you're either a hero or a demon. That's the only thing we'll see you as, even though you're just trying to take care of yourself and your team. Because if you're not in it, you're not getting the points that your team deserves.
You're going to lose it for your team or whatever.
Yeah, she's doing amazing stuff by choosing to like focus on her mental health and treating it as something as serious as it is. I don't know. I'm pretty upset by the whole thing just being an issue, but I am happy because for somebody that already has so much negative attention pointed towards her, to be able to go and say something like that and actually back out, I think that's going to be amazing for people in the Olympics and other physical kinds of competitions and events going forward. People might take the mental side of things more seriously, which is always a hope, and that's kind of what in the United States society for my entire life, that's been an emphasis that people always say, like, oh yeah, there needs to be more help for people in the army and military.
Their mental awareness,
that come back home and they're shell shocked and they're just like left alone. And police definitely need some more like therapy and some more help, but they refused it. And then if they do have to deal with a really bad situation, they're just called back into work and they aren't given that time to go and get like that mental help. And it just hurts our system more and more. It's been 30 years of my life just hearing that shit repeated, and this is the first time that you see something like this in the Olympics. That's good. That's positive. But man, it's been a struggle.
It super sucks, especially because like she is a very big like figure in like the world of athletes. She's got so many endorsements, so many deals. Like you see her everywhere, and she's really good at what she does.
Yeah, so she kills it.
I think I was watching her do some routines, and I don't think it was like the finals of their practice or something. And she was like a little wobbly, right? And like you could see her, like she like herself was like super like just not. She like down on herself, not in it, and her teammates were like, no, you did great and stuff, like, and you could hear the way she was speaking, like she just wasn't there, like she just wasn't ready for it. She just needed a break, right? And for her to make the decision, it sucks because like people are like, oh, we're supposed to be number one. It's like, well, fuck that. The team won silver without her, right? So it's like, cool. That's it's good for them. I know that it's always people like, it's like, oh, it's just an honor to place. It is an honor place. Like in top three is really good.
And honestly, with her in particular, she already broke a record.
She's broke so many records. She's won so many medals.
She was chilling there, and then she broke a record, and they were like, we're going to use this in order to get our victory. And she's like, I can't do it, you guys. And that's it.
Yeah. She
has this one thing. Everyone's like, we're expecting her to do like, I don't know what it would, triple backflip, but it's like twisty. I don't know like what the fuck it's called.
Yeah, for sure.
She's able to do that just from the ground, and they wanted her to be able to do that. And if she's not able to at that time, then isn't that the best solution? Yeah. Like, why would I don't know shit. Why are we even talking about this? We're an anime podcast. I don't know anything about the Olympics.
Well, the Olympics are being held in Japan, so anime. So.
Oh, yeah.
Duh, obviously. Okay, one last thing about the Olympics. Whenever the logos come up and they're like the little, like the images of what the sport is, because they do like these little drawings of what the sport is, they're animated. But also, I don't know if you saw before that, they did the thing we were talking about where you were talking about like that old TV reality, the old like variety shows where they had people do the ping pong and they would wear like the black suits and stuff, and they were like, I was like, they did it, and I was like, yeah, dude, they fucking did it, and it was sick as fuck. I was
way to go, Tokyo.
I was so stoked, like
killing it.
Doesn't matter what else they do, like they did that. That's all I care about.
Best Olympics.
They should have had Luffy do the shot put though.
Fuck, man.
Anyways, that's it. I'm gonna keep watching Olympics. It's fun. It's not like I'm not super like obsessed with it, but if like a sport that I like is on, I'll check it out. Or like if
like as soon as they do surfing, you're gonna be watching that.
Or like if there's like a final, even like it's a final,
man.
If it's a final that sounds interesting, like it's like, hey, it's the it's like the handball final. I go, cool. I have no idea what handball is. Let's check this shit out. But yes,
over surfing.
I don't really care about surfing. Whatever.
It's water.
Whatever.
Do I need to say any more?
I get it. It's water.
Okay, you get it then.
I get it.
All right, cool.
That's really it. We've had to record earlier today because my class got moved up, which is kind of shitty because
a little bogus.
Usually have class on Thursday. My teacher said, "Hey, I had to move to Wednesday," and I was like, "Okay," but he's been going through some shit,
honestly,
so like
totally fine.
So like, it's fine. So we're recording earlier today, so that's probably why we're not streaming. So if you're like, "Hey, where did it go?" If you're like Wes over here, like, "Oh my god, I need my fix." Too bad, Wes. Fucking get over it. I've been watching House of Cards.
Yeah, you said that. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm somewhere in season 1. It's good. I remember hearing a lot about it when it was like coming out earlier, but I don't think like I maybe didn't have Netflix or just wasn't super into.
I mean, honestly, when you're like overwhelmed with all the U.S. politic bullshit for so long, you don't want to watch something about that.
No,
but then as soon as you start watching it, you're like, oh, never mind, I'm all about this.
It's really cool, actually. Yeah, it's done really well. I think I was telling you this earlier, but obviously I went to school and I learned about politics and stuff, but I don't really know what the fuck they do. But the show does a good job of explaining. It's like, oh, so that's how bills are made. Okay. And
if I went to school and we just watched House of Cards, I feel like I would have such a better knowledge of anything from my senior year of high school.
I feel like I'd probably be a politician now if I watched House of Cards.
Oh, yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, heavy shit. Yeah, Kevin Spacey's canceled now or whatever because of the shit he did in the past, but that show's still good, so I'm gonna watch it.
I mean, you haven't finished it yet, but yeah, it's still good. It's good.
Yeah, so that's it, man. That's all I've really been up to. Besides the anime that we had to watch this week, I watched one anime. Can you guess what anime that was?
Yeah.
Which one? Yeah, you can't guess.
Odd Taxi.
No, we finished Odd Taxi.
Well, I thought you might have started it again.
I almost did. It's really good.
I don't know. What did you watch?
I watched the second episode of Sunny Boy.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
You want to talk about it?
Sure. What do you think?
It was good. I feel bad that Bob Odenkirk's in the hospital right now, though, from fainting on set of Better Call Saul.
Oh, why would you? Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't know we don't talk about that. Why didn't you talk about that when shit's happening in your life? You should tell me about Bob. I didn't hear about that.
Brought up House of Cards, and for some reason that reminded me. Bob Odenkirk's in the hospital. Did you hear about that? No, it happened last night.
I was just informed. I should call him and see how he's doing. That sucks. I like him a lot.
Yeah, it's weird because he just fainted suddenly and nobody knows what it is yet. What caused it? So,
damn,
it's a weird one.
I'm saying this.
Big. I hope it's all good.
Yeah, I hope he's good too. But if for whatever reason we lose Bob, I'm done. That's it.
I know.
I'm not doing anything. I'm not even going to fucking pursue my dream of being on the next
podcast is over.
Podcast is done.
You're not going to be the next top model.
I'm not going to try to be on the Escape Room 4
You're
or
not
5.
Gonna be on Fuckboy Island.
I'm not doing any of it. I'm giving up because if he can't make it, what chance do we have, bro? None. I answered it for you. Oh, Bob's okay though.
But yeah, the second episode was pretty good, huh?
Yeah. We don't want to spoil too much this one because it's currently airing.
I do.
No, we don't. But
I do.
They're in a different place now. They're like on an island or something, and there's different rules. Like the school had rules, now the island has rules, and time has passed. I don't know how long it's been. It's been some time.
It's a week before the reset.
Oh, okay.
Or until, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
But yeah, more powers are being revealed. I guess people what they can do, and they don't know where they are and what they're doing. It makes me sad. I want them to be happy.
Yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, Sunny Boy is just a weird fucking show. It's really strange. Interesting. Part of the appeal is learning about what the fuck is going on. Yeah, then the other part of the appeal is weird art.
It's like the Lost of animes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say that. I would say it's the Lost of anime for sure.
Yeah, it's good though.
Really good.
You ever watch Lost?
No.
Not me either.
Good.
We should watch Lost.
No.
Fine, we'll just watch House of Cards instead.
I missed the boat on Lost.
I did too.
And then everyone was like, it's not worth it.
No,
and I was like, oh, okay, good.
I think that shit ended maybe my sophomore year, and just people being like, dude, it's over, bro. Like, I was like, okay.
Sorry, I'm still trying to figure out, like, who I am as a person.
I'm just like, sorry, dude. I'm still really bummed about Heroes being canceled. Please get the fuck out of my face.
Still bummed about Community being canceled.
Don't worry, Yahoo picks it up.
Yeah, okay.
Did they?
Okay. Pick them up. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I was like,
and then after their new streaming service failed, they were like, it's Community's fault. And it's like, the only reason anybody watched anything is because of Community.
Yeah, it's the only show you had.
Yeah.
It was like, well, that's why it has to be their fault.
We were supposed to get more people to watch it, and they didn't do that.
Like maybe you should have gone other shows. Yeah. But that's it. That's the only show I watched. I like it. I don't know what's going on, and that's good. The episode ends with a character revealing her power, and it's like, but not saying what it does or, what that means. She just says, "This is my power," and then like fucking credits roll to black. I do like that. I kind of like that this show doesn't have an outro. It just cuts to black and fucking letters start running. It's just different.
Yeah. I really liked My Hero this week. We got to see some Todoroki family.
Oh,
so
nice.
it was more of a like, talkie time a little bit.
Yeah.
It was like half flashbacks, but that's normal.
Have we seen
and like half recap?
Have we seen the Todoroki family before? And yeah, we have, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so we're just roking it up a little bit.
Is our boy Endeavor chilling with them, or?
Yeah. No, this is the whole fam.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, aside from the mom.
Yeah, but she's not really.
Yeah, she's not really.
She's not fam, bro.
No, but Deku, for sure fam.
Bakugo?
For sure fam. Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, they looked exactly the same.
They're pretty much anyways, it was a chill time. It was fine. It was whatever. 2 Year Eternity, another good episode. We're still chilling at this new island and figuring out what the fuck is going on there. Possibly gonna become king. I don't know. It's wild. It's a dude. 2 Year Eternity is such a good show. It is so remarkable. I love it. Yeah, and then remake My Life or Our Life or whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah, the re-life sequel,
art school one. Yeah. They're doing school.
Okay. What about the aquarium show? Watch that?
Yeah, they're doing aquariums.
Okay. What else?
Little fish are doing good. And, one of the penguins got bumblefoot, so they called in a pregnant lady. She had a baby.
Hold on, time out. Did the lady have a baby, or does the penguin have a baby?
Lady had a baby.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. She got called in for the bumblefoot and had a baby.
Right.
As you do.
Yeah, for sure.
But she had a spiritual experience, just like the other girl. Yeah,
so it is magic.
I mean, there's a little island boy that keeps eating fish heads, so
it's got to be magic. What's really hard is because this last season of anime is so underwhelming. I'm having a hard time remembering what you were going to watch. So I'm just like, aquarium, school. Oh, what else was there? Is there something on Funimation you're watching?
Sunny Boy.
Sunny Boy. We talked about it. Is that it? Is that those three?
We're done. Yeah.
Holy shit! That's fucking.
I might watch more Love Live if I'm feeling like I need the mood booster or something.
Right, for sure. Super
but
positive.
It is a dry season of anime.
Yeah, two of the shows we talked about were shows from last season, and then 3 from this season.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude, that's sad.
Yeah. Whatever. I got to watch Beastars this week though. That was a lot of fun.
We did, yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that in a bit. That's it though. That's anime talk.
I guess that's fucking anime.
What else is it? There's not really else.
It sucks.
You got any news for me or not?
I got news. Not much, but I got news.
All right, let's hear it, man.
You heard of Vinland Saga?
Yes.
Well, the director said that the staff for season 2 are almost the same as season 1, which means we're probably going to get a very, very similar quality, if not better, show.
That's good. Isn't that like what normally happens? It's the same studio, right?
Yeah, same studio, but that's not what normally happens
So
necessarily.
Team switch off or whatever.
Yeah, there's a lot of switching of teams and stuff.
How long ago was Vinland Saga season 1? Year?
It's been a couple years.
Couple years,
yeah.
Huh? That's wit, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm excited for that. That sounds good. Cool. They must be getting, I'm trying to figure out how that happened then. I wonder if they made that same team work on something else and then come back to Vinland Saga, or because they haven't been working on it the whole time. Doesn't make sense.
I don't ask those kinds of questions.
That's
man.
true.
Well, they just announced season 2 recently.
They did, yeah. I did see that. That's cool.
So
good for everyone, I guess.
Yeah,
it means season 1 will be the same as season 2, hopefully.
That's exactly why I said it.
Good for everyone.
All right, so hey, you remember Science-SARU?
Yes.
All right, well, Science-SARU has an animator who was interviewed for an Anime News Network article who talked about all of the terrible work conditions in the studio, and they're facing some possible legal problems.
You hate to see it, honestly, especially Science-SARU being such an amazing animation studio, but this isn't a surprise, right?
It's not a huge surprise. Yuasa left about a year ago. So this is possibly a reason that Yuasa left, but it's also possibly because of Yuasa. Who knows? It's
the culture, right? The industry, the animators just don't get treated properly. They get overworked. They don't get paid. If it's the right amount.
I hate it, man. I hate that I like anime so goddamn much. But it's such a horrible culture.
It's the same idea with people that like sneakers. Cool, you like those really expensive Jordans.
Very cool. A 5-year-old made that
in a sweatshop, right?
They're probably dead now.
So shit like that. So it's really fucked. I think it's important for the studios that for that shit to be brought to light, and then people should know, like, as much as I like Science-SARU and the stuff that they made, they shouldn't get away with it just because they're good.
They should be held accountable. Actually, but it's the animator who's being held accountable.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Today, as we're recording this, I was reading about Blizzard. A bunch of their like employees are doing like a walkout. Did
that happen this week? The whole like information about everything, was that this week?
I think so. I don't
remember when it started.
I think it was either this week or early last week. But
yeah,
today
it's been a lot of
there's
problems.
Like a lawsuit that's being brought out for like the way people are being treated in especially like minorities in Blizzard, and then a lot of employees are walking out, and I was like, that sucks because Blizzard's such a huge pillar of like the gaming community, the gaming industry, and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, when you're, sexist and assaulting people
exactly.
for years and years, comeuppance deserve it.
But also, fuck them. They should be brought to light to what's going on. It should be changed. It shouldn't stay that way. So it's good when bad things like this come out, and hopefully can make things better. And that sucks though.
You boycotting Blizzard? You doing any Hearthstone? You playing your World of Warcraft?
No, I don't play Blizzard.
Playing Call of Duty?
No.
All right, cool. Keep it that way.
But one of my teachers works at Blizzard though. I wonder if he's involved with like the walking out. He's a minority, and actually, but I think he technically works remotely from the East Coast, so maybe it's hard for him. Maybe he could just not work that day.
Yeah,
he goes,
hey,
just
don't work
today.
Yep, absolutely not.
Yeah, so hopefully that shit gets figured out. It's bullshit though. Did it, bro?
I hate Blizzard as a company. What a shitty company. What a mean company. Sorry.
No, it's okay. You're fine. Yeah, man. They're the guys that do Diablo also.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Fuck them.
Diablo on your phone. Get out of here.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
Hey, Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, the new arc is going to arrive this year. Do you know what it is?
Mm-mm.
Well, if I tell you what they're calling it, can you figure out what it is?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. They're calling it the Entertainment District arc.
Is it a dance?
No.
Fuck. Is it a striptease?
Well, it's an arc, so it's not the striptease arc, but you're on to something.
Oh, I'm on to some entertainment arc.
Entertainment District arc.
Is it a festival?
It's the red light district, man. It's the stripper district.
Damn it.
You were close, and then you're like, wait.
Hold on.
Festival. I got it.
Cool.
But yeah, anyways, the new arc's going to come out this year. So if you're looking for those hot demon boobs, I think now is your time.
I think I'm fine. I get a lot of that on just like Instagram. Just so many fucking Demon Slayer tattoos with people with just massive tits. I go, why? Why is this here? Who wants this on their body forever?
I definitely do. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for them.
That's all the news that I have for you. And now I just have some studio information.
Yeah, let's do it, man. This week's topic, yeah.
What is it?
Beastars season 2, it's done by Orange Studio Orange. Yeah.
Do you know what they've made?
Did they make the show Orange?
No, they did not.
No, I don't know what Orange is. I probably have seen it, but I don't remember.
No, it's okay. They made Land of the Lustrous as well as Black Bullet and a whole bunch more. Orange primarily is known for their 3D animation work. And making it look like fucking anime. And they do such a good job, dude. Beastars Season 2 looks so good.
Yeah, I think we were like surprised with Season 1. We're just like, wow, 3D anime can be done in a way that's pleasing or appealing.
3D.
Yeah, for sure. Which makes sense because, like, I mean, all the animation that we get like from like Pixar and Disney's 3D, and it looks great. So it's like, why can't they translate that? But I guess there are different rules when it comes to anime. And sometimes people just don't try their best. And we get really bad shows like fucking Knights of Sidonia, right? Like shit, like anything done by like Polygon.
Looks so gross.
That you just can like, you see it and you go, ugh. It's just like that audible, like, ugh. But like this one's like, wow, like this is 3D. This looks great.
Everything in this show looks fantastic. It all looks like all the 2D things look like they fit in with the 3D things.
Yeah,
and vice versa. It's crazy.
I think there was one shot in the entire season where I was like, oh, that's 2D. I don't think it fits that great, but everything else was fine.
If there's one, then that means that they did a good job.
Yeah, for what I think it's 12 episodes, right?
Yeah.
That's really good. This show, like I said, sequel to the first season. You have to watch the first season to get the second one. It's not one of those you just jump in. And this one kind of picks up, I think, right after the first season. So it's like Yeah, it's like a must watch.
That being said, if you haven't watched Beastars and you're thinking about it, go and check it out. If you don't know anything about it, it's kind of like a high school drama, but it's a lot darker than that in some aspects.
Yeah.
While also not, I don't know, it's an anime. It's just a fucking anime. Check it out. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah, we've seen plenty of people be like super into the show, and then people just like
I've seen more people into this show than not into it.
Yeah, and I do see people not into it, and I'm like, oh man, I wonder why. Season 2 has made me realize, oh, okay, I get why maybe the people don't love it as much, but it's still a good show. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I don't regret watching it. And if there is a third season come out, which I'm pretty sure there's going to be,
it feels like there should be. Yeah, but we'll see.
I think I read somewhere that Netflix says that they're doing a third season. Then yeah, I'll watch it. With no problem. It's an easy watch for sure. And I love the dub. I think the dub's really good in this show. Did you watch it dubbed or subbed?
Subbed.
Yeah, I think the dub in this show is really good.
I don't know why you even ask.
I mean, sometimes you have to. Then you have to watch.
If you have to.
Yeah.
But like if you don't have to.
Yeah. But I really like the dub on this one. So I guess the plot for the first season real quick. There's our main character is a wolf, and he goes to school where it's like carnivores and herbivores like coexist. And one of his friends, a llama, has been killed and eaten by someone, and he's just kind of a downer and a loner. He's trying to figure out like who killed his friend, even though not really. In the first season, essentially, he falls in love with like a rabbit, and he saves her from a den of lions. Right, that's kind of like the first season.
Yeah, but also he's a primary character arc that continues into season 2 is he's trying to deal with his own primal carnivorous urges.
Yeah.
So he has attacked the girl that he's in love with.
Well, yeah, though that's how he met her, which is such a cute way to meet.
Mm-hmm. Almost ate her. Yeah, I don't know. The show overall, it's a little esoteric because you're dealing with these concepts that you can understand, but you also have no way of understanding. To be like, oh yeah, there are these beastly primal urges that all carnivores have, and you're like, okay, I accept that.
Cool. Yeah.
And then it keeps talking about them again and again without much like improvement, I guess. I feel like we didn't get much depth behind the conversations about these kinds of like destructive, vicious urges that.
Yeah, it was just kind of this like the wheel kept spinning. It was the same thing, and
people kept having the same
conversation over and over, and there was no resolution to it. There is, or I don't know if there doesn't need to be a resolution, but there should be some like progression to it. And it wasn't. It was just kind of like I'm a carnivore. I have to eat meat, but I'm not allowed to eat meat. And like, oh, you shouldn't eat meat. But it's okay if you eat meat because people eat meat. It's like, well, we're not going anywhere. It's like you're on the treadmill, essentially. You're stuck.
Yep.
Which, yeah, it did kind of like, I don't know, annoying, right? It just got kind of boring and monotonous.
I got tired of it.
Yeah.
It's the same rhetoric over and over without any new takes.
Yeah. So that show was kind of boring.
The whole idea is to get new takes. But the new takes they have are like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And that's it. They just keep... I really don't know about this one, you guys.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. Well, that's a new take, I guess. Thanks.
Yeah. Thanks for not knowing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was, yeah, that kind of sucked. Legoshi, our main character in this season,
he's a wolf.
Yeah, takes it upon himself he wants to strengthen himself, become, stronger to protect those he loves, and like bridge the world between herbivores and carnivores. So he starts doing like a training with a panda that he met in the first season.
But then immediately he's told, no, we can't make you stronger, you fucking idiot. We have to make you mentally stronger first, and then you'll become physically stronger. Yeah, he's
literally working out all night, and then he runs to school and then does school all day and then runs back. He's like not eating, not resting. And then I think he loses at tug of war with their jaws or whatever. And he's just like, how did I get beat? I'm so weak. And the panda's like, yeah, no shit, you're weak. You haven't been sleeping or resting or eating anything properly. But your brain's super strong, which is like, I guess kind of a positive thing, right? Like a lot of his training is psychological.
Yeah, that's like all of his training from what it seems.
And it's like, it's torture essentially. Like he's locked in a room with the giant piece of meat and he has to force himself not to eat it.
I guess it doesn't need to be a giant piece of meat. It's just whatever meat he procures
It was
for
a
that night.
big ass
Right?
piece of meat, though.
Well, that one, yes.
Yes,
But
huge,
we
yeah.
didn't see all of them. We just saw that after he's done staring at the meat and not eating it, he buries it.
Yeah, he does.
And he learned about the person that it was before it became meat.
Yeah, I remember like thinking about that because again, you were talking about, like, this is one of those esoteric. Like, you have to think about it, I was like, God, like that does suck. Anytime anyone's eating anything, it's another person, right? Like I think later we see Louis eat like a piece of steak, and I go, oh, that's not that bad, and they're all making a big deal. I'm like, wait, that was that dude. That was an actual person. I was like, that fucking sucks. But the herbivores are just like, dude, we just eat plants or whatever. I was like, okay, that's not fair. But yeah, so Legoshi does a bunch of training. He gets stronger, and in this season, it picks up with like him trying to discover who killed Tem, his llama friend, and he finally does it. Like, he figures it out, which I'm like super happy about because I was like,
pretty early too.
Yeah, when it happened, it was like what, episode like 4 or 5?
I think it was 5 or 6 or something.
It was like super soon. I was like, oh, okay, cool, he did it. Like I thought there'd be a little more like what's that? I don't know, questions as to who it was, or like some misdirection, especially with the giant snake that we see in like episode 1 or 2. Like, is it in which Trip has a whole thing he can talk about later when he hits
I'm not going to talk about it. I don't like the snake.
He doesn't like the snake. But yeah, so he finds out who the killer is, and I was like, okay, cool, he did it. And I thought in my head, like, great, this story, that story part's going to end, and then we're going to kind of move forward to whatever goes after that. But no, the show decided instead to like keep Legoshi from like telling people who the killer is, and like making it this like issue of like pride and honor, and he has to fight the bad guy and defeat him. And so it's just then the other half of the season is just like, okay, cool, like you're gonna almost get killed fighting this person and train to beat this person who's massive, and but why? Like, you could have just called the police and it would all been taken care of, and like we could have kept moving forward. But it just kind of boils down to our main character just kind of being, a selfish douche or an asshole. I don't know. Like, I think
he's just an altruist, and he's like he's holier than thou.
He's got a hero complex, right? He's like,
so a lot of people do feel like he's kind of an asshole for expecting other people to be the same as him. And he's very judgmental, and people aren't into it.
No, and I feel like, yeah, there's other herbivores like do trust him, and like because because he seems to have no malice to him. But the other carnivores are like, fuck you, dude. Like, we're all dealing with the same issue that the other carnivores have, which is like us wanting to eat meat and being around all these herbivores and stuff. But you just seem so much better than us. Like, you act like you're above us.
Again, he's able to act that way because he honestly is.
Yeah.
He trained hard and worked hard to overcome that.
But other people don't know that.
Yeah, I know. The problem with this is that he knows that you can overcome it, and he's not going to people and being like, look, I know where you're coming from. I'm similar. I trained hard. I overcame it, and I know you can too.
Right.
I can help you and take you under my wing, and we could keep helping more people out and keep making... But no! This is about fighting, apparently. Who gives a fuck about trying to rehabilitate and help all these carnivores? We're just going to beat the shit out of some fucking lunatic.
Yeah.
That's all that this show is. I have so many issues with it because it was fun. I was having such a fun time. It was a great show. I enjoyed almost all parts of it. Except for the fucking story, which makes no goddamn sense. All the characters don't have good directives.
Yeah.
They're just like doing whatever they're doing because they're idiot teenagers. Again and again and again. It's just they're idiot fucking teenagers. But then whenever some authority figure comes in, somebody that could actually do something,
they play it off.
They don't do anything. Instead, they're like, yeah, I'm the security here. Anyways, I'm a misdirection. You thought that I was some fucking killer. I'm actually security, and you have to go and find the killer and report back to me. And then we never see that fucking snake again. And then all of the like people in the black market are clearly bad people, except for the one guy who's not. And instead of him like talking heart to heart and being like, look, man, you have like, because again and again, the panda to Legoshi has been like, dog, you gotta like calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
You gotta calm down. But I like your spirit. And he never tells him how to like hone that energy and to like spread it to other people and help other carnivores. because the panda's whole directive is to help carnivores become better and healthier. Like, that's his whole goal. And he's helping Legoshi essentially do the same thing and become like the best rehab he's ever done.
Right.
I have so many little issues with this.
What's strange about the Doctor too is it's like he doesn't, instead of like stopping the problem at the source and being like, cool, let's just make sure that, you know, carnivores don't get to this point. He instead gets people who are at that bottom, right, and then brings them back. And they're never like 100%. They'll always need medication, and they'll need like to stay. Essentially, they're like recovering addicts. You know, it's like so they'll never be, you know, 100% in quotations cured, right?
Yeah.
But that's what he does, right? It is very strange that they don't decide to, you know, start sooner. Like, you know, instead of like, you know, taking it to the high schools and like, hey guys, I'm the panda guy, and I'm going to teach you how to not be this.
Like, let's go to the source.
Especially
let's get this before it becomes an issue.
Especially because it's like, because they're carnivores, because they eat meat, they need protein. They're not allowing their bodies to have it. When they do get it, if they continue to get it, they become obsessed with it, and it becomes a drug. So it's like they want it, they need it. It's like they already have an addiction that they've never been really embraced yet, right?
Oh yeah, well they have their like natural desires,
their natural instincts, right? Yeah. So which
like
we
getting the malnourishment, or that taking care of their malnourishment and actually getting meat.
Yeah, but we were talking about
their body and muscles.
We were talking about this just like the big issue we had with this is the whole like
the society revolves around herbivores being the ones in charge. When in reality, carnivores, I don't know at what point this civilization started,
right,
but carnivores always have the upper edge, being
because they're stronger,
yoked as fuck, and killing other people. So at some point they had to realize, oh, killing other creatures isn't good, and they all have to collectively change their mind. Yet there is such a big society. I mean, one of our issues with this show too is that we only see the school and the black market,
right?
So we don't know how big the world is, but the way that it feels like is about half of the people. Every single carnivore is like, I mean, sometimes people eat meat. Like,
it's not a big deal.
It just happens.
Yeah.
Which goes to say that how in the beginning of society, even though like half of the people are like, yeah, you just kill people still, whatever. Half of the people are like that. How did they all come to the conclusion of like, oh yeah, we should all integrate as a society? Like, why would the herbivores agree to that shit when the carnivores have just been killing people?
Right.
And clearly there had been some kind of advancements that have led, like, fuck all of that, like, theorizing bullshit. There have been advancements to the point where carnivores are respective of herbivores, and with that respect, they take pills and treat themselves differently in order to atrophy their muscles, to make sure that they're not as much of a threat, and to calm their natural urges of murder.
Yeah, if they're a larger carnivore, they give a medicine to essentially, you know, to make them stop growing, essentially, and it hurts their body and it creates horrible side effects. They're like the opposite of taking steroids, right?
Yeah. Which makes sense that carnivores would want to fight against that, because they're like, it's not natural for my body to be this way.
I'm having horrible migraines, and you know, I'm addicted to this pill now, right?
But it feels like there is zero emphasis. Like, they talk about those being issues, but there's zero emphasis on what you do with those issues. Because usually when there are those problems, there's also a solution to go along with it.
Yeah. Well, it's also like it's not only, it's also an issue. So it's an issue that the carnivores, not all carnivores deal with this. You know, the larger ones do, but herbivores don't even know about it, right? Like a carnivore has to reveal it to, and I had no idea that's what you do. It's a thing that they keep to themselves, because it's like they're almost ashamed of it, right? Like it's like, great, now I have to take this fucking pill so I don't hurt anybody.
It's such a weird, fucked up society that's like, clearly it's everyone's aware that carnivores kill herbivores, but herbivores are like, it's all good. Like, we get it. It's a carnivore's natural instinct to do that. And then carnivores are like, nobody understands me. I'm going to hide every part of myself. And then herbivores are like, bro, we're just trying to be like a society, homie. We're literally the best characters in this show.
Yeah.
And we're just being nice and just like considerate. And then at one point, a motherfucker gets his arm ripped off, and he's like, it's all good, dog. Like, we're still like good friends and stuff. Yeah. It's totally fine. I get it. It's just, you know, you're a carnivore. You're going to accidentally rip off arms. It happens.
You're stronger than I am.
Technology is so good that now you could just reattach an arm, no problemo.
I love how the fact that like carnivores will accidentally hurt herbivores to the point where like they like removed and ripped off limbs is a common thing that technology for medical science has had to improve for sutures to make it so like, cool, it's not that big a deal. we'll put your arm back on, and then after rehabilitation, you should be back to normal. It's like
this happens thousands of times every year.
They're willing to figure that out to make sure suturing technology is better, but they're not willing to figure out this other systemic issue that they have, which is like the fact that the carnivores can't eat meat and they need meat to live, right?
And then there's an ongoing thing of like, okay, well, we have to segregate the carnivores from the herbivores going forward. Well, and then a bunch of herbivores are like, that's bullshit. We're friends with the carnivores. And the carnivores are like, yeah, that's bullshit, I guess, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's really good. Yeah, because like this school, I think it's like Cherry Top School or something like that. Like all the herbivores, like that's not fair, blah 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 stuff. And then like a carnivore says like, yeah, I agree, but internally she's like, fuck that shit. Like I want to be segregated. Like I'm tired of maybe accidentally being scared of hurting you or having to play nice because like I'm gonna scare you. Like it's not fair. Like why do I have to hide what I am? I'm a fucking strong monster. It's just like, yeah, but she's been trained to be like, yeah, you're right. We should all stick together. Like, no, bro. Like, she's not living her true self, essentially, right? Like,
and that's a lot of this show. It's just that all carnivores are putting on some kind of a front, is what it's getting at.
Yeah.
Like, there's super nice Tiger Man. Everyone loves the tiger. He's so nice, but he's also like one of the most aggressive carnivores towards other people.
Yeah. He's also very fake. He has to be very fake. He's like, yeah, man, he's essentially showing the tiger. He's like, I'm all smiles, man. Everything's great. Nothing negative coming out of this mouth. It's like, in real life, he's like, man, fuck this shit. Like, this all sucks. I hate this, or like social media, like all the social media influencers, all the really popular ones are herbivores. And one thing that they do is they'll take pictures with carnivores, and those photos with herbivores and carnivores together get the most likes because like, oh, look, it's like a nice herbivore hanging out with a really nice carnivore, just like, and there's a leopard that's just like, I don't want to fucking smile for your photo. Like, I don't want to fucking do this. I just want to hang out and be normal, but you're not letting me because I have to fucking pose for all your fucking followers and shit. It's like, that does suck. Like, they can't be who they really are. What are they? They're fucking giant beasts that need to eat meat.
I don't know. I feel like all the issues that they talked about in the show just made me more frustrated than interested in seeing the solution, because the show doesn't seem like it's interested in solutions. After season 1, it seemed very clear they didn't give a fuck about solutions because they didn't resolve the murder at the fucking school.
They essentially stopped trying to figure out who the murder was like halfway through the season. Like, oh, whatever. It's not a big deal anymore.
They stopped trying to figure it out. And then in season 2, they're like, hey guys, since we've kind of like, had that murder and also like another incident, maybe we should do something about it. Like maybe segregate this school. And then everyone's like, what the fuck? Like what the fuck now? Are you kidding me? No.
Like, why didn't that happen 8 months ago when a homie legitimately got eaten? Like he was devoured. It's like, no, we're cool. It's all right. It should happen.
This complete accident that people just know happens on accident a lot of the time.
And was absolutely an accident, right? Like, yeah.
That's fucked up.
That's the fucking schools. Line. And it because
murder anyone you want, but as soon as you start doing accidents, no way. No way, sister.
Yeah, an accident that no one died from. Yeah, that's fucking shitty. Let's see what else. What other issues do we have with this show?
I mean, I've got a lot more issues. But one of the main themes is Legoshi, like, overcoming his carnivorous urges while an herbivore does stuff that herbivores don't normally do. I didn't really understand Louis' whole deal.
Yeah, Louis' arc. So in last season, we see Louis being like the person. Okay, he's being groomed to be the next Beastar. Like people like he's the Beastar. He's the Beastar. BT does. We'll get back to that. We don't know what a Beastar is, but we'll get back to it because it's an issue that I have. That's one of my biggest issues. But at the end of that last season, Louis realizes that he's also not being true to himself or whatever. Yeah. And Legoshi really like questions what he thinks of carnivores and their whole like the relationship and stuff. And he ends up like killing a lion, right? Like he ends up killing like the leader of a fucking crime syndicate.
Yeah, who was holding his ex-girlfriend captive.
Yeah, he was going to eat her. So in the beginning of this season, people are like, yeah, Louis disappeared. I'm like, where did he go? We don't fucking know. 2 months later, Louis shows up and he's just like, yeah, I'm leaving school. I'm dropping out essentially. And we later find out that he has been integrated into the crime syndicate, and he's the leader of the crime syndicate. So like a group of lions are following this one 18-year-old deer around, and he's just like doing all this shit to like prove himself to them. Like he's being really hard. He's not eating vegetables around them, right? Like he doesn't eat, so he'll be eating he'll drink energy drinks to keep going. And when they're having giant banquets of meat, like he's like, cool, I'll also eat a steak to show you guys. And it blows their fucking mind because there's like, wow, we've never seen a herbivore eat meat before. And when I first saw it, I was like, it didn't really blow my mind. But then I thought about it and was like, oh, he ate a person. Like, they eat people all the time. There's this dude, what the fuck? And he's like puking in the garbage. And I was like, oh my God. So like, he's for some reason needs to be the boss of these guys. I don't know why.
He feels like he found his purpose because he's able to make a safer bridge between the community and just clients and stuff. Essentially, because he's in this Yakuza type situation, he protects businesses from the shitty things that they have to endure.
Right.
So he's making sure that other people are more protected while he's in this group.
Yeah.
Who also, they deal with murder and stuff, but that's all part of the black market, making it safer.
What was I going to say? That's like it is like the mafia. There's like, yeah, dude, we don't hurt anybody. You just pay us protection so no one fucks with you. Essentially, it's like,
that's
okay,
exactly
cool.
what it is.
I was like, dude, which is like, yeah, that sounds nice. It's also bad. It's also extortion.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? But it also, Louis also has this weird kind of maybe draw to the black market because of his backstory and where he comes from, right? Like,
he has a lot of different.
He's got a lot of
interesting things.
Yeah,
right now on the surface, people see him as an herbivore in charge of lions. So he must be some serious shit, especially since people already knew about what that gang was called before he took over. So people are like, no way you fucking are. And then they realize he is. And they're like, oh shit, I'm going to be way more serious now. And then they start hearing about all the good things that they're doing. And let's be honest, it's a black market. So of course, like really shitty gang
it's still
things
bad
are going to
stuff.
be happening.
Yeah.
So it's less extortionist and it's more about protection because everyone in that district is kind of like a shitty person.
Yeah.
They're able to like keep it all pretty tight.
It's like they're all doing bad things, you know? But yeah, so Louis just kind of does that for a bit, and then he eventually, I think he just has to leave, right? Like, he's like, this isn't for me.
Yeah, I mean, he got to a point where he realized, yeah, he couldn't keep it up.
Which is so weird, because he's just like, I'm built for this. I'm doing this. I'm the only one that can do this, and then just like, I'm done.
Legoshi broke him down.
I gotta go.
There's a weird relationship between Luis and Legoshi that I don't agree with. It's been contentious since the first season to where both of them were just like, nah, man, we have slightly different viewpoints. And then they wound up having the same viewpoints and then going opposite directions. And they accidentally changed each other's minds too hard. And then they came back into each other's lives. And then he goes, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. This guy, he's over here and he's saying he's not eating meat, but he's clearly eating meat.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, he's not eating meat. This guy is like
he's perfect.
Guy.
He's
so good. All right, I fucking get this shit now. Anyways, I gotta quit the gang, guys. Guys, I'm out.
Guys, I gotta go.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They had a weird story arc with him. I was into it, and then I realized nothing's happening.
I was just bored with it. It didn't really amount to anything.
I was just interested because I was like, what are they going to do with this?
They didn't do anything.
Yeah, no, of course not. And that wound up being the whole problem with this season is that like nothing happened. All of like Legoshi kept fighting the dude who ate Tem. He kept fighting them. And then it would always be like,
let's take a break.
Oh, yeah, we got a break.
Yeah.
Oh, interruption.
Sorry. It's like, sorry.
And it was like an ongoing kind of like joke by the end of it to where literally they're fighting. And then Legoshi's just like getting the shit beat out of him. He's like one hit away from death. And he leans over and he's like, hey, tell me about like your feelings. Like, what did you feel while you did this? Yeah. Can you explain it to me?
He's like, okay, I'll take a break.
He like leans on his side and he's relaxing, like no big deal. Weird as shit because he would have died if they actually did what they kept saying they were doing, which is a fight to the death, again and again and again.
Yeah, no, it was strange. Also, the I don't know what's the name of the bunny girl.
Hal?
Yeah,
Haru?
She essentially didn't exist this season, you know?
Yeah, she was hardly around, and anytime she was, it was like...
the same thing.
Yeah, it was the same conversation a bunch of times.
She's just like, I'm going to go on a date. It's like, well, why? It's like, because I can do whatever I want, because I don't have no man. You're not my boyfriend. It's like, okay. Oh, you don't care? It's like, no, I didn't say that. It's like, okay, well, what are you going to do about it? It's like, I don't know what you want from me. Essentially, she realizes she loves our main character, right? And it just takes her forever to get there. And he's like, cool, I want to be with you. And then by the end of the show, we're kind of back at the beginning bit where she's just like, well, maybe I don't want to be with you. It's like, well, what is it? Is it supposed to be emulating like that high school romance that doesn't make sense? Like that?
You seem to be more upset with Haru than I am.
I don't
think she's the best and most interesting character personally.
I don't think she was really in this season. I was like, oh, there she is. She does the same thing and leaves. So like,
I thought that every time she did what she did was specifically because Legoshi kept doing what he kept doing. And essentially she's just like, look, man, you have these weird ass expectations. And then when I come towards you and I start accepting you, you push me away. And I don't need to handle that. Like, you're making a lot of assumptions about me, and I don't need that right now. Fuck you, man. And I really respected her for doing that again and again and again, because she's able to stand up to this guy and be like, no, you're a carnivore. And honestly, like, the things you're saying are really good, but then you don't follow through. And I need somebody that can be better for me that way. And she keeps going off and doing that again and again. And in her head, I feel like everything is so much more like clean cut and clear. She is an interesting character to me because I feel like that's a real reaction people would keep having to this kind of a situation of like this pushiness, but also this like comfort and this protectiveness, but also this like fear of what will happen and can I trust him, because he seems to be just disappearing and not talking to me for long periods at a time. And then he like shaves all of his hair off and he's acting like a totally different person. I'm with her on this, and they did not give her enough time to fully express those kinds of things, because it's only during conversations with Legoshi, and then it'll go like, all right, it's been like 2 weeks or whatever, and she's like, look, man, I care about you, and these are the things that upset me before, and this is the stuff that you need to know. And then Legoshi's like, all right, cool, I care about you too, so like, let's be together. And she's like, yeah, that sounds good. And he's like, but I can't. She's like, what the fuck? Again and again and again.
She just shouldn't be with him then if she can't handle the fact. Well, I agree. He's not mentally able to be ready in a relationship, because he's like, he doesn't know anything. He's just a fucking total dingus.
They all are, yeah. I mean, they're all in high school. They all don't know anything.
I don't dislike her. I just didn't like her in this season. The bits that I did like her, I mean, I did really like when she hung out with Juno. I was like, cool. I was like, well, nice. There's nothing.
Dude, right then I was like,
what a good scene.
We're going to get some interesting story stuff going on at school because of this. Oh,
and it stopped. No. That's what I'm saying. Like, I was like, okay, cool. They're going to develop a relationship. We're going to see them talking. It's like, and then they just didn't do anything with it. It's like, oh, that sucks. Like, I liked that. That was having a good time there.
Exactly. And especially because it gave a whole different perspective on how herbivores live their life, where she's just like getting a heavy ass box and not asking for help, and it could crush her. And then Juno's like, what the fuck, dude? That could have really hurt you. You could just ask me for help. And she's like, dude, whatever. I risk my life like all the fucking time. Day, yeah. Literally, I could die at any second. So YOLO. And that's immediately just like a, what the fuck? How does somebody think that way? But she's an herbivore. I don't really know her way of life, but that's how I think every herbivore just naturally has this thought process of, well, I'm going to die anyway. I think it's
just a missed opportunity to have those two characters develop more, because I was like, cool, right? I'd like to see them do something. I'm tired of seeing Legoshi work out, and I'm tired of seeing Louis talk to the lions. Like, let's get something else going on. And I was like,
June seems to be very well respected amongst everybody. Yeah. But if she was able to have that connection with an herbivore and like really talk about what it means to like have that thought process and stuff, I feel like she could have grown as a person, become more interesting, right? And we could get more interest in this whole Beastars plot line, right? But instead, all we care about is the black market plot line that honestly is just going in circles.
Kind of boring, yeah. And then Legoshi doing the same thing with this training, and then the whole the murders thing has been solved, and we're just kind of, it's on pause. It's like stops and goes and stops and goes. It's like when it could have been resolved. It's like the issue of like any problem could be solved in a bad movie with like a sticky note. Like, cool, the sticky note could have been like, call the police. This is the person that killed the other person. Problem solved. But no, because of their hubris and their fucking unwillingness to, fucking change, it's like, great, we're gonna have this fight to the death that doesn't really pay off, in my opinion. So yeah, it's a missed opportunity for like some different characters to have some sort of development and maybe them understand each other on a different level. Like, we didn't get to see two girls, carnivore and herbivore, really like have that issue of like, well, what's it like to be you and what's it like to be me? We got like for a split second with like the lamb and the leopard, which I enjoyed too. It's like, cool, new characters are going to go do something, and then it was gone. Like, they fizzled out. We didn't see them ever again.
I believe the mangaka is a woman too.
Is it?
I feel like we don't have any emphasis on the women in this show at all.
Maybe it's just cut out in the show. Maybe it is in the manga and we don't know. Like,
that's true.
Because like maybe they go, cool, that's not going to play well for television. Cut all that stuff. We'll have him work out more, and we'll have him go fight some fucking monster.
And I thought it was interesting too, because this season it felt a lot more like it was all about the fights and stuff, which is not why I was into the first season at all.
It looked good though. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
it looks great, right? But that's not what really got us hooked season 1.
But watching it, I remembered that the chick who made this series, I think she's the daughter of either the King and Ashura or Baki.
It's a Baki guy, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Makes sense though. I was like, cool. So she knows how to write fights. And she knows like where they go or whatever. But
so it was weird seeing that and being like, just
I like them, but I was also like, cool. Did we really need this one fight that got prolonged 6 episodes? Right? It's just like this over.
This season felt cyclical. Our conversation feels like it's doing the same thing. I had a really good time watching it. It was easy to watch. But man, I have a lot that I have to nitpick because I liked it. Because I had such a good time with it. I really feel like there's a lot that you can critique. I don't know if that's the way it is in the manga. I don't know if it's just the show or whatever. But I feel like there are a lot of balls that constantly get like tossed to you and dropped. Again, they're like, hey, check out this storyline. Yeah, don't worry about that, actually. And
because the way that we do this show, and because we only watch the anime, right? We don't then go back and read the manga and stuff. Like I can't give her a pass of being like, hey, dude, your women's aren't developed. Your characters aren't developed that great for the women's storylines or whatever. Because that's what I saw. I didn't see any of that happen. Like maybe it happens in the manga, but that's not what I'm watching. Right. So it sucks. My biggest issue with it, and it's been an issue since season 1, and it's a bigger issue season 2 now. It's like, I don't fucking understand what a Beastar is. They don't do a good job of explaining it. And it wouldn't bug me much if the name of the show wasn't Beastars. In season 1, we get told like, hey, Louis the next Beastar. He's prone to be the next Beastar.
It kind of felt like it was like the second biggest plot line in season 1. Because there was a murder, and I'm like, that's the biggest plot line. Yeah. They were like, no, it's not. No. And I went, okay, so I guess it's Beastar. And they were like,
here's the bunny girl. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Okay.
So season 2, you're like, Beastar season 2. Maybe we're going to figure out what a Beastar is. Yeah. Maybe we'll deal with the murder. And they're like, we're dealing with the murder. I'm like, thank God.
We do get
so who's going to be the next Beastar? You seem like you're pretty good for it. And I'm like, why?
We get a snippet of it. We get a snippet of like the people being like, hey, where's the principal? Like, oh, he's at a special council meeting. He's like, I heard it's about discussing the next Beastar. I was like, okay, cool. Here we go. Let's hear what the Beastars. We got a council of a bunch of different like animals. They all pluck off a piece of feather, fur, or scale, and they throw it into like a cauldron, and like something whooshes together, and they're like, okay, cool, let's talk about stuff. And then like this little mouse calls out the lines like, yo, dude, what the fuck? Cherry Top School or whatever, you haven't produced a single Beastar in years. What the fuck is this shit? And Louis supposed to be Beastar. He's disappeared, and he's just like, we're working on it. I was like, what does that mean though? What do they do? My thought is like, is it some sort of magical superhero? Like, do they get to drinks from the fucking cauldron? And do they just like become like omnipotent? Do they become leaders of the world? Because later on, Louis talks to Legoshi and it's like, hey man, you have to be the Beastar. You have to be the bridge between the carnivores and the herbivores. Like, I don't know what the fuck this thing does. And I've watched both seasons, and at no point do they do a good job of really explaining what it is and how it runs and what their power or authority is or anything.
I'm on Google right now, looking up what the fuck is a Beastar.
Yeah.
Nobody's asked the same question.
No one cares.
Just a lot of people are like, what the fuck is Beastars? And I'm like, why are people asking that?
The Beastar?
It's literally just a fucking show, man.
But what do they do?
What is a Beastar?
Like, I know that they, like in the season 1, they're just like, yeah, they're the people that are like, that help bridge the two worlds. I was like, is it like the Avatar? Is there only one? I thought there was like, maybe like, I thought when I first saw, I was like, oh, it's some sort of like, you nominate your representatives from your school, and there's some sort of like trials or tournaments, and then there's one Beastar a year. But apparently not, because this school hasn't given a Beastar in a while, and like the other schools are just like, hey, where's your Beastar? But why is this a school thing? Because also in society, like, since we don't know the bigger scale of the world, since we only see the 2 locations, which is the black market and our tiny school, I don't know what the rest of the scope of the world is. How much authority does a Beastar have in the world? Are they like the leaders of the world? Are they the presidents and shit? Do they run companies? Are they like Power Rangers? What the fuck? That's my biggest thing. Like, I don't fucking know what they are. Don't at me. I don't fucking care. I'll wait for season 3 when they explain to me who the next Beastar is. But my guess it's gonna be Legoshi. He's got to be it. They're gonna.
They have two options right now.
Yeah, they're both wolves. Yeah.
Yep.
I like how there's like people keep talking about like the other one's like, yeah, you would be great for the carnivore. We haven't had carnivore Beastar forever. Yeah, and then people, even at the council meeting, people in the crowd was like, we want a herbivore. You know, fucking butt up a herbivore. It's like, why? What does it mean?
All right. So from what I looked up, which was a spoiler-free Beastar.
Good job.
Yeah. Beastars are kind of just like celebrities.
That's it.
That are from each school that represent the school in a way that shows harmony between herbivores and carnivores. The drama club is the only club apparently at this school.
It is. That is still.
That is co-op.
Co-ed, yeah, for sure.
So because of that, Luis was like the head of the drama club.
It's like, it's got to be you.
That's why it had to be him. Mm-hmm. And now it's probably June because she's involved and she's pretty good.
But she's only a first year, dude.
And
does the age matter?
There's also the possibility of Legoshi because of his like fucking altruism and shit and like teaching people about everything. But probably not because he also ate a motherfucker kind of.
Yeah, but maybe people will be like, hey, man, let's vote for it. I don't know if it's a voting system. I don't even know. It's like,
I don't know either. But then there's finally the new fucko. And new fucko
is being groomed to be the sexist llama or the ram or sheep, whatever, the horns. Yeah. He for sure is making a push.
For, a new fucko.
I love how I know he's making a push for Beastars, and I still don't know what a Beastar is. They're celebs, I guess.
So then once all the schools select them, they are
Battle
all
Royale
candidates of being the Beastar. So then they all have to do something in order to become the Beastar. That's all that it says.
Like a reality TV show.
It could be a battle royale. It could be a reality TV show. I don't know.
It's like the Hunger Games, bro.
Season 3, let's go.
Like, let's get a fucking. I just want the show to live up to its name, dude. I want there to be a Beastar.
Let's get a Beastar.
And
so that's the deal.
It's got to be something wild because like even what's his face is Louis' fucking dad, who isn't really his dad, who adopted him, has groomed him to be like, you're gonna be the next Beastar. It's just like, yeah, but why? What do they get?
And that, again, I think comes down to the content of the show being, there's probably a lot more in the manga.
Yeah,
I say that because I have no fucking clue. But we have 2 locations.
Yeah, A and B.
So
they went to the mall one time.
Yeah, we're literally staring at like the smallest little portion of this giant city.
Yeah.
Which apparently has a fuck ton of, I don't know if it all takes place just within the city. I don't know if it's like a universal thing. I don't know if there are actually only like 10 schools or whatever.
Well, I was thinking like also since we don't know the scope of the world, they might not be in like what we consider like Earth, you know, like maybe it's just like kind of like a Pangea thing where it's just like, hey, this is just this one spot and this is where people live. We don't know, like they're not, you know, in Japan or whatever. It's like, because we don't know the fucking rules, right? It could just be like, hey, there's like 10 schools and then there's like, you know, 10 districts and then there's like the black market and that's it. And that's nothing else in the world exists essentially, right?
Could be. Who knows?
We don't know because they haven't told us.
Yeah, they don't tell us shit. And that's one of my problems with this show is that they keep acting like everything's a huge deal, but it's hard to know how much of a big deal it is because I don't know the scope of the world. Right. I don't know if the government has any involvement in anything because the black market pretty much seems to be like a thing everybody knows about.
And where it is, people walk through it all the time. Like, hey, here we go, black market.
That's just, it's a common ass thing. Nobody gives a fuck. And then the other people are like, I know you've been going off the black market every night. What are you doing there? I always see you out at the black market. What's up with that? It's just like everyone just talks about it like all the time. Yeah. Like, dude, there is literally just like people strung up. I don't get it. I'm not going to try to figure it out, but I am going to watch season 3 because I have a good time with the show.
Yeah.
Even if I have issues, I'm hoping that we're going to get more. Even though I have issues with the characters, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch. It's good. It's good looking. Great 3D animation.
Yeah, for sure.
Good music. The intro and outro, both great songs and animations.
I like the intro song a lot this season. I think the intro visuals for the first season was so much better, though.
I completely agree. That's what I was just going to say.
Oh, cool.
The visuals were fine, but the first season was so much better. They had a combination of animation and claymation, which are stop motion, which was great. But then really good song for this intro this season. I'm not a big fan of the sequences of a character holding another character's hands and running.
Right.
And I also don't like when that happens, and then that's not even the plot of the show in any capacity at all, which is what we got this season. But the outro was entirely based on
great,
a single relationship, which was a good part of the show, I think. They didn't explain it that well, but if you go and watch the music video for the outro, it does show it a little bit more in depth. They just essentially cut out of the outro a pivotal scene near the end of the show.
Well,
so
I do like that the last episode starts with the outro. Like, it doesn't start with the intro. Like, that's a nice touch.
I thought that was necessary.
Yeah, they did a really good job.
They did a good job. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, we're pretty much done talking about it. I just want to spoil the last bit.
Okay, go for it.
So check it out.
Spoiled everything anyways.
Check out Beastars season 1 and 2. It's fine. It's a good watch. Here goes spoilers. I'm really upset with the fact that Louis let Legoshi eat his leg or whatever, because he had worked so hard to not eat meat. You know, like that whole. I felt like it was just so. Like, what a waste. Like, I felt like maybe is this out of character? I've been prone to believe that this guy's gonna do everything without the use of meat or whatever, and then his friend's like, "Nah, you got to do it. Put this in your mouth." Peer pressure. He's like, "I want to do it," and he eats meat. It's like, so he's always wanted to eat meat. He still wants to eat meat.
I think that a lot of it has to do with his curiosity for who he is. Like, he doesn't know who he is as a carnivore, and then him and Louise get into their first altercations, leading to their whole entire relationship, right? Which comes down to Legoshi thinks he's figured himself out, and then he ate a bug, and then he realized that he had been missing a lot of like knowledge about this world just because he had never eaten anything living before, and it expanded his mind. It opened up his way of thinking, and then we don't visit that again. And then we come back to him being like, "Yeah, here, eat my foot." And he's like, "I'm not going to eat your fucking foot, dude." He's like, "Yeah, eat my goddamn foot."
It's like, you need to. If you're going to die if you don't do it. And he goes, "Okay, but I'm only going to do it because I want to do it."
Like, he can't back down from the fight, but he can totally go and go against his nature that he has given himself.
He's actually like built this cross as, I'm going to die on this cross where I will not eat meat to get strong. I'm not going to dose myself. I'm not going to dope.
But then at the same time, he built another cross and he's like, "I'm going to live or die in this fight. And that's all there is to it. I don't give a fuck. I'm fighting. I will die. I don't give a fuck." And then they go, "Hey, what if we got rid of that cross?" And then he goes, "Oh yeah, no, that's totally fine at this point."
So then
I just care about this stupid fight.
He goes into the fight where he's like, "I'm gonna fucking beat the shit out of you," and then doesn't kill the guy. Doesn't demolish him. The other dude essentially just kind of stops fighting and goes, "Oh, I see what's going on. Like, you ate his leg, but he's still there. You have an even closer bond than the bond that I thought I had with the llama that I ate. I was wrong." And then that's it. Like, there's like, what a.
Well, he realized that his reality was so perverse and so fucked up.
What a letdown! I mean, I
thought that was fine. I didn't want anyone to die in that fight.
I'd rather him die,
because I thought it was stupid in the first place. I fucking hated that.
I thought it was dumb too. But I'm saying, like, if you're gonna tell you to fight this guy for 6 episodes and like then no one dies, like, what?
I was happy with that conclusion only because they had so many opportunities to fucking kill each other, but they kept not. If one of them died after pushing it out that long for no reason, it's like, I would have been like, well, why didn't that just happen 6 episodes ago?
It's like they're all talked in. Like, why say we're going to fight to the death and do all this shit when they don't want to?
Because they're teenagers.
They should have just called the police.
I know, they should have. They're teenagers. They're stupid. I don't like the characters in this show. I don't like a single character. The character that I like the most also sucks.
Yeah. I thought Louis was going to come in and stop help with the fight because he is...
No, who gives a shit about all of his experience?
I thought he just wants to get ate. I thought he was gonna die. I thought he was gonna get killed, and that's what was gonna push him to be able to finish the fight. But it doesn't matter. He eats the foot, so he breaks the one code he built himself this entire season on doing, right? And then the bear gets arrested. Fucking spoilers. The bear was the killer. No shit. Did you ever see the bear in anywhere season 1? Because I feel like I never saw him. I feel
like he's probably there.
I don't remember ever seeing him. And then like in season 2, there's like, yep, it's probably someone from the fucking thing. And I was like, let's see, tiger, fucking weasel, giant bear. I was like, well, probably that guy.
Yeah, they showed the like size of the dude before they showed who it was. So I was like, okay, so it's the tiger or the bear, and it's probably the bear because I don't know the bear at all.
Yeah, that guy's like that has to be. He's massive. It's like, anyways, not the best reveal, but what was I going to say?
I had a lot of issues.
They both get arrested, and then, the bear goes to jail for longer, gets him punished. I don't know what he gets. He gets punished because he's a devourer, but then Legoshi also gets punished as a devourer, but I guess not as much because he didn't eat as much.
Because he was told to do it, and it was also a life or death situation. There's a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of...
And they were
all muddy.
Hey, man, as soon as other people explained it, it was all good.
Yeah. It's like,
that's what they say. They literally say, this guy explained it, so he got punished less harshly.
Yeah.
But they don't say what he explained or how the fuck that would even help.
Exactly.
This world has such wishy-washy rules.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to actually care. So when I say I don't like that many characters, I mean, it's hard for me to get personally invested because I don't understand them or this world at all.
Because they do dumb shit.
Yeah, they just do weird. I don't know. I had such a fun time watching it, and I'm really looking forward to season 3. But man, I just, whenever people look at anime and they're like, oh, it's so fucking good, and then somebody pokes all these holes in the plot of it, it kind of feels mean. It's just like, I know that there are all those issues, but it's fun. And I'm like, I get it, dude. I totally get it. I did have fun with it.
I think, and because of that, I think it's like if we go into things with more of hey, let's just not think about it too much, we'll probably have a way better time. But because we have to try to dissect it, we go, but there's all these issues here.
I mean, not only that, we go into something that we enjoy,
right?
And because we enjoy it, we're looking at it for all the things that we like.
Yeah.
If we went into it season 2. I didn't really care about season 1. Probably not going to care about this. And we were like, oh, wow, pretty good.
But because we like season 1,
it was pretty good.
Yeah.
But I fucking hated it.
Season 2 wasn't as good for sure, just because of the fact the story really didn't feel like it progressed, and the world didn't get any bigger. If anything, it felt like it got a lot smaller. You know, because
it did.
The first one kind of painted this world as it's large, right? There's stuff outside the school. We see the black market, but then we find out that we're in this fucking pigeonhole. It's these two things, and it's great. I have no idea what the scope is, and I don't know what a fucking Beastar is. So.
Thank you guys for listening to us.
That's it, dude.
Honestly, I feel bad about how much I have to shit talk on this because I had such a good time with it. But it is what it is.
It is what it is.
I'm really happy we watched it. I'm upset that it didn't fulfill all of our desires.
And I mean, with that being said,
I'm really feeling like a carnivore over here. You know what I'm saying?
It was still a good easy watch. So I don't know what the name of that movie is. Do you have it off the top of your head?
Words bubble up like soda pop or something like that.
So next week's episode is an anime movie that came out recently on Netflix. Trip's gonna be finding the name of that movie. It's a funky one. I was trying to find it through our text, but I don't remember.
Oh yeah, no, it's the name that I just said.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Words bubble up like soda pop.
So I have no idea what it is.
It's on Netflix. It looks pretty. Don't know what it is. Probably going to be better than Beastars season 2.
Yeah, hopefully.
So watch that before next week.
Yeah. And that's it. If you like our theme song, check out Not Mars on Spotify. Trip, where can we find us?
Facebook, look up the Instant Ramen Podcast. Same thing goes for Instagram. Look up the Instant Ramen Podcast. If you want to send us a tweet at Instant Ramen Pod. And sometimes, I guess, we stream when we record. And when I say sometimes, I mean, unless there's weird shit that causes it, so we don't normally stream during that time. But that's on twitch.tv/Crispather. That's going to be between 8:30 and 9 on Wednesdays, Pacific Coast time. And thank you guys again for just chilling with us and listening to us whine and being our bros.
Yeah. Hey, I'm voting for you to be Beastars.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Okay, that's where my vote's going for.
I don't want to kill anyone though.
Well, you don't have to. Okay.
You don't know that.
Actually, we don't know that, don't we?
So I don't want to be anything I don't know about.
Raise by from Juan.
See you around from Chris.
Hey, Trip, don't forget.
I don't know what a Beastar is.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.